You may not know what it is, but people around you may know. You may ask them, hey, what is it that I do well? What is it? I always got in trouble when I was in school for talking too much. Oh, he talked too much. But in middle school, they found out that I couldn't read. That was a game changer for me.
Really?
Negative and positive. Because one teacher called me to the front of the class. She said, P.K., go to the front of the class and read Shakespeare. I said, you're the teacher. You go to the front of the class.
Shakespeare?
Everyone started laughing. She sent me to the office. I get to the office. Principals started talking. He said, hey, don't worry about her. You ready for the game today? Because I was a basketball player.
Okay.
Had 20 points in the game, 8 rebounds, and didn't have to read and stayed in the office.
Oh, wow.
I go back to class the next day. Long story short, she said, P.K., you're going to go to the front of the class and read Shakespeare. Or would you like to take a trip to the office for another one of your wisecracks? And that was the day I had to go in front of the class. Friend, Crow. She said, sit down. His friends, Romans, countrymen, limit. And she got the laugh. Everybody laughed at me.
Everybody got it off.
I was embarrassed. She got a smirk. I got ready to walk out of the class. She said, hey, don't worry. People from your neighborhood ain't read many books, and you don't need to know how to read that well to do what you're going to do in life anyway.
Embarrassed?
Middle school, embarrassed. I mean, I'm at the lowest of the lowest.
Beyond Potential Podcast. So excited about the events we have in store for you. All right, I'd like to say welcome to Beyond Potential Podcast. We are back, and I am excited. We got a wonderful guest in the house, Mr. Mansfield Key III.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People call you Old Pete Key.
Yes, sir. Man.
Come on, man. Give me the tea. Where you get? Come on.
Listen,
now.
I wish I could.
Mansfield?
All I know is Mansfield Key III. Like my dad is Mansfield Key Jr. His dad was Mansfield Key Sr.
Did you live in Mansfield, Texas?
I had never heard of Mansfield. And what was so funny, you know how when you're a kid and you go to school,
right?
All my life they call me Pete.
Really?
So you know how it is. First day of class, they call out Mansfield you. And they say, okay, did we miss anyone? I said, man. She said, what's your name? I said, Pete. She said, Pete, what? I said, Pete Key. And she said, well, I have a Mansfield key. I said, oh, yeah,
that's right.
That's right. Because my parents, man, they always called me Pete. And then I had a childhood friend of mine whose dad called me Old Pete. And I just kind of kept that nickname, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, you kind of remind me of what happened to my dad. My dad was one of 13 children.
Ooh, wait, big family.
A big family. And so he was called too many all his life. Well, he didn't know what his name was up until 6 years old. He was too many. And too many. So he went to his mom and said, well, what's my name? She said, boy, I don't know. True story.
True story.
Ozzie took his name from Ozzie and Harriet and gave himself Ozzie Brewer.
Oh, wow.
Because
and that's how are you serious?
I kid you not, because he was too many. It was later on. It was later on in life when he found his birth certificate and found out what his real name was. Because she really, she like, boy, I don't know.
Wow.
True story.
That's funny.
But anyway, Mansfield Pete, Old Pete. Man, it's good to have you here.
Man, glad to be here, man. Excited, man.
Yeah.
This is good.
Last time I saw you, we were at the podcast summit.
Everybody in the building want to be a podcaster.
Yeah.
Whatever the next is, you know, when it comes to podcasting.
Ain't that the truth? You know, the good thing about it is a wonderful, wonderful way to really reach out to individuals and help.
It is.
That's one of the reasons I decided to get into it, because for all these years, the stuff that I've gained knowledge in, and I want to say 90% of the failure rate was my teacher. And I'm just loving the ability to share with others. And that's why I was excited about getting you on the show to just kind of take the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, I got you. The man in any field, you know what I mean? I remember when I was in college, and we had an entrepreneur class, and you had to come up with a product.
Uh-huh.
And I came up with Mansfield Cologne for
Wow.
any man in any field.
Well, where is that cologne at
Yeah,
now?
I don't know. I think it had a mixture of Langerfield and water and some
Oh,
Old
my
Spice. And,
goodness.
it was just for but I got an A on the project.
Oh,
I got
that's
an
good. So you must have had a bug all your life for to be an entrepreneur.
Man, I think I have. Didn't know that though. I had an
Really?
uncle who was just. I mean, you whatever it was. They used to have these basketball games in the neighborhood, and they had this store called Sunbeam. You know, the honey buns and,
Yeah.
and the bread. And so when the bread got a day old, he could get it for like a dime or a quarter. You know,
Yeah.
and he would go and buy all these honey buns and cakes. And we would go to the games, and I had a cousin named Arthur. We called him Dinky, and we were the only two crazy enough to go with him.
Everybody got a Dinky.
We're gonna go and sell. We're gonna go and sell these, and so we didn't know. And we go in there not hot dog, but honey buns, cakes, And they be, man, get out of here with that stale, We keep going, but as the game progressed,
People getting hungry.
man, go ahead, give me one of them honey buns. How long? How old? What's the date on it? And so I had been told no so many times selling those honey buns with my uncle. I had to be probably 12 or 13 years old.
Really?
And I didn't even know that, just being able to take a no was part of being prepared for business.
Taking a no?
Yeah, just being able to, somebody look and say, I don't want that. I don't need that. Oh, get out of here with that. And you go to the next person. Hey, would you like a honey bun? No, I don't want a honey bun. That thing is old. Go to the, hey, would you like a honey bun?
Wow.
Yeah, Mom, I want a honey bun. That thing is old. It tastes pretty good. It's just a day old. And then eventually you develop in a sales pitch to go to the next person by hearing no.
So you adopted the word no in your strategy?
Yes. I mean, just being able, rejection is one of the strongest deterrent for some people,
right?
Because they don't want to hear no. I would try this, but what if they don't like it? I would say this, but what if somebody laugh at me? I would. I heard this guy say, fear thrives in imagination, but it dies in execution. Meaning, as long as you got the thought up here, imagining, normally you're gonna be like, it's probably not gonna work.
Execution.
But it dies once you execute. Once you go out there and say, hey, let's do it. I've done it. We at a podcast right now, right?
That's true.
At some point, you had to say what?
Let's
get the mic.
After I saw it was motivated by David Shands, and he kept saying, and his commercial was, what are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on? And so I'm looking at the commercial like, I don't know. Maybe people won't like me. Maybe people don't want to listen to me. And he kind of said something similar to you. It was basically, you have an audience.
You have an audience.
And so I had to get over the fear of maybe they won't want to listen to what I have to say. So, wow, that's deep.
I think businesses are the same way.
It is. Why do you say that, though?
Because think about it. Someone's thinking to themselves now, maybe they're baking a cake.
Okay.
Or maybe when Steve Jobs was doing the iPad or the cell phone or this mic or this cord or this bow tie or this shirt, everything created had a purpose. Meaning it's solving something. This table here, somebody had to cut the wood to make this table. But when you think about, okay, if I really take the step, because normally you got to invest on the front end before you get the money on the back end.
Right.
So you're podcasting now. It's not like you said, hey, we're going to give you $1 million to start a podcast.
Oh, no. That didn't happen. That didn't.
But when you hear the stories
of,
hey, I started here and I kept going. I started to quit. I tried it one time and it didn't work. And I went back. How many businesses have we heard about that started? Think about, they were talking about, it's the Colonel with Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, correct.
And they were saying that, not only what he did was phenomenal because of the chicken being fried and all of that, they were saying if he started that today, it probably wouldn't be successful because, people were trying to eat healthy and vegan and all that.
Correct.
But when he started it, they were saying that women were going back to work. He said because women were working and men were working and home-cooked meals were the thing. Now you can get somewhat of a home-cooked meal through fried chicken. And you can get it at a restaurant, which may not be considered fast food. So sometimes it's not just what's created, it's when it's created as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
somebody may be
Okay.
sitting on a business idea that has a shelf life on it. You know, I mean, Blockbusters did great until Netflix came.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So the fear of not doing it is one thing, but sometimes not doing it at the right time.
You're
and
right.
You can be doing the right thing, but at the wrong time. Oh my God.
You
That's
know,
what I fear.
That reminds me, my favorite motivational speaker of all time, Les Brown.
Oh yeah.
Now, I mean, trust me, I did Jim Rome and all these, but
Yes.
Les Brown,
Les Brown.
maybe Mamie Brown's baby boy.
Maybe right. Yes, sir.
He had something to say that really caught my attention early on in life, that the richest people were in the graveyard. Ooh. And he went on to say, because most of the people that have true wealth die with their ideals. They take them with them.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They don't even try.
They don't. Full of ideas.
Correct.
Books that were never written.
Yeah. And
sermons that were never
that always
preached.
Stuck with me. Wow. What do you say about that analogy?
I think,
Because you were
Dr.
making
Miles
reference.
Monroe had a statement that said the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but living life without purpose. And some people die with purpose locked inside, or die with that gift locked inside,
Right.
or die with that idea locked inside. And even though, and this may be a bad analogy, but what do you do when you die at 25, but you buried at 65?
Oh, wow.
Les Brown said that.
Now that's
Meaning
deep.
that they died with the idea at 25,
Right.
and they just existed for their entire life
Wow.
with the idea on the inside.
Question, is that possible for people that's even in business to maintain that mentality?
Ooh-wee. When you say maintain, what do you mean?
So I start a business, I'm committed to doing it, but yet I find myself stagnated for whatever reason.
All right.
Is it fair to say that they may find themselves in that state of mentality?
Just existing. Wow, that is a great question. Yeah,
See,
that because you got me thinking. I'm sitting there like, because you're at a level, and you had to get to that level.
Correct. And everybody can't be an entrepreneur.
Right. And then so you have to ask yourself, am I willing to
get out of
start
that comfort.
over in a sense to grow to the next
Right.
level? A lot of people want to go to the next level, but don't want to grow to the next level.
Correct.
It's like going to step 10.
Right.
But when you get to 11, it's like going to 1 all over again to get to 20.
And the sad part is a lot of people feel like they're too old to make that change, to make that shift.
And sometimes you have to shift. But what do you do when the shift is facing you and you? I've been there.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Well, I was in the school system,
Okay.
working a job that I actually loved.
Really?
I was motivating, I was educating, working with fathers in the school system. But I had gotten to a place where my money was tapped out.
Okay.
I couldn't make any more. The influence that I had, I couldn't
Go any further.
expand. I couldn't go any farther. And so I had to ask myself, am I willing to let go to grab something else? Meaning it's almost like
Let
being
go?
on first base.
When you say let go,
Imagine being on first base and you're trying to get home. But you're on first base and you want to steal and go to second. But I'm in between. So part of me want to take off running, the other part of me want to sit. But if I sit, eventually I got to wait on somebody else to move in order for me to move. But if I see the opportunity, I take the chance and take off. There's a chance that I may get thrown out at second. There's a chance that I may make it.
okay.
But there's no true reward without taking some level of risk. So when I say let go of the mindset that you have for where you are. Sometimes we don't know how to grow to the next level because we don't know how to go to the next level because all we have is right here. So when we went to the podcast summit, you mentioned David Shands. My wife, she was the one, you need to go to the podcast summit. You're always
Really?
watching podcasts. Why don't you just start one? I don't know.
Because I remember asking you
Right.
what was
just like
holding
the
you back.
Speaking part and one of the things that really took me over the top this year, because mainly when you think podcast, I start thinking that I have to start talking like this. And
Right.
so how was it when you were growing up in the you know, like I thought that I had to,
Be totally
Change.
sophisticated, right?
and I meet Ash Cash,
Correct, yeah.
and I said, man, look, I just want to dap you up, man. I love your energy. watching you showed me that I can be me doing me.
Right. Be who you are.
And he
Be
said,
who you
man,
are.
do you?
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way.
And so when I saw Shan's talking about the art of the interview, I was like, oh, I can do that.
Right.
But I also had to accept the fact that my podcast may not be the type that just do interviews.
Right.
I may get on there and say, hey, today we're going to talk about how to go from where you are to where you're trying.
Right.
Being versatile, but being yourself. So sometime in business.
So you're saying just keep not getting stagnated, not getting caught.
No,
in
you
position.
cannot. And sometimes, and this may not be a great term. You know, they used to say just throw it up against the wall
Right.
and see what sticks. I'm
Right.
not saying do that.
Right.
But I am saying,
But is that a bad
what
thing?
are you
though?
willing to let go of to get to where you say you want to go?
Right.
Because you can't tell me you want to go to the next level and grow to the next level, but you won't let go of where you are right now.
Right.
And if you letting go may be a mindset, it may be a skill set, it may be I got to sit in a room with somebody like you while you coach me. I got a young guy who's this guy's you got to do this on social media and you got to do that on.
Right.
I don't have a strong social media, but he's like, you got to.
I don't either.
You said, man, you got to get on the phone and you
I'm
got to.
still trying to figure out
film,
Facebook.
You got to do this. So right. And so he challenged me. He said, okay, can you post daily? Can every day can you just make a quick post? I'm sure I could. He said, okay, what are you going to call it? I said, well, I talk about hope a lot.
Right.
He said, okay, what are you going to call it? I said, we're going to call it a daily dose of hope.
Wow.
So every day I'm going to do a daily dose of hope. It may be
Okay.
30 seconds, it may be. He said, okay, now just film it every day. Well, it was cool for about a month or two.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I'm catching a flight. Do it in the airport.
Right.
I'm at a week in Africa, or 30 days in Africa, or I'm in Europe, or I'm in Nantucket, or wherever, Bucktown, Mississippi. And he said, well, you don't have to do it that day. You can do multiple ones one day and just schedule and post. I said, oh, man, now I got to go and learn another
So
program.
you got to come out your comfort level.
Come out of my comfort
Wow.
level. And what I
But how do-
realized was,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, what I'm just gonna say,
I'm just
what I
gonna
realized
ask
was
you-
convenience and comfort could be the thing that's keeping you complacent.
And that's what you're saying about the businesses. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a business man or woman that may be watching us right now. That female who may have that idea
Wow.
and thinking I'm ready to launch. Okay, I got to get this. I got to get this. I got to get this. Okay, I got it. Okay, all right, now as soon as I get everything lined up, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I got everything lined up. But you don't want to launch at Christmas time because everybody at Christmas
That
I'm gonna wait
excuse.
to the first of the year. Wait till the first of the year. Well, the year just started, and they waiting on the perfect conditions to launch. When action has no season, you just gotta jump. Sometimes.
Wow. Say that again.
Action has no season.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. I just, but I mean,
That's deep. I mean, talk to me.
action. I mean, think about it. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of this stuff I had to say to myself as well. Now, I don't want people to think, oh, he's just
No. I love it. I love it.
myself. I was working in a program.
Uh-huh.
I was making $10,150 a year. I had a wife and 2 daughters. My wife was a stay-at-home mom. I'm changing lives
Okay.
in my community. I'm making an impact. I'm doing fatherhood programming. I'm working in the local programming. The church. I mean, impact is being made. But I'm making $10,150 a year.
Thank you for watching Beyond Potential. I know this is some interesting information, but I want to take a quick break to invite you to join our community. In this community, we will have business-minded people just like you that can share openly all their thoughts and ideals and their abilities to move their company to the next level. So I want you to join that community, and here, let me tell you how to do that. Now, get back to the episode. Oh, my goodness.
And they had a gentleman to come in to speak at our school.
Okay.
And someone had to pick him up from the airport, which was an hour away. I get him, I pick him up. So I go to pick up the guy.
Okay.
Guy comes in, he's doing this thing on difficult parenting.
Okay.
And he comes in, I'm asking him all kind of, hey, how did you get into speaking, sir? How long have you been speaking? So how much do they pay? He said, well, I get paid $10,000 a speech. $10,000. He said, well, today they're only paying me $12,000. Normally, I get $10,000 for an hour. I'm only doing 4. I'm doing 4 hours today.
Okay.
But they're paying me $12,000. $12,000 for. Now this is the same school system that's paying me $10,150 a year, and they giving him $12,000.
Wait, Pete.
For
wait,
half a
wait.
day.
Stop, Pete. How did you feel?
Oh my God! I couldn't even show my facial toward it. I'm like, man, how long have you been doing? How did you get to do that? How long have you been speaking? Everything in me is like, so I'm thinking this guy must be amazing. He must be phenomenal.
Right. He got to be the Les Brown.
Oh, he got to be Les Brown, Jim. He got to be
all of them.
And he gets up. Hey, today we're going to talk about difficult parenting. Okay.
Not the blame.
How many of you all? I'm sitting here like, oh, you kidding me? I can do that. You kidding me? Like it can't.
Isn't that? But don't that stop a lot of people from moving forward, thinking that the other professional
have something
have
that they
something
don't have.
special?
Yeah, they just so much better than I am.
Wow.
And never realizing what they have on the inside of them.
Wow.
It's like we look we're looking for confirmation through everything and everybody except ourselves.
Really?
And we never look inside. We
deep.
never ask the question, what was I created to do? And so
Wait. Don't go past that. Expound on that.
yeah, okay. So when I work in the school system, now I have programs in the school system. So it's called VIP. One of my programs is called VIP.
Okay.
And VIP, of course, very important person, but it stands for vision, identity, and purpose.
Okay.
Vision is where you're going. Identity is who you are. Purpose is why you exist. So I try to help young people get a hold of their VIP. Like, what is your vision? You know, where are you going? Who are you?
Right.
And then why do you exist? Well, sometimes the hardest thing to understand is you got, and if I get to talking too much, you tell me, but I call these things tags, T-A-G-S.
Okay.
Talents, abilities, gifts, skills.
Okay.
So I feel like everyone has been given some type of tag.
Right.
Talent, ability, gifts, and skills. You may not know what it is, but people around you may know. You may ask them, hey, what is it that I do well? What is it? I always got in trouble when I was in school for talking too much. Oh, he talked too much. But in middle school, they found out that I couldn't read. That was a game changer for me.
Really?
Negative and positive. Because one teacher called me to the front of the class. She said, P.K., go to the front of the class and read Shakespeare. I said, you're the teacher. You go to the front of the class.
Shakespeare?
Everyone started laughing. She sent me to the office. I get to the office. Principals start talking. He said, hey, don't worry about her. You ready for the game today? Because I was a basketball player.
Okay.
I had 20 points in the game, 8 rebounds, and didn't have to read and stayed in the office.
Oh, wow.
I go back to class the next day. Long story short, she said, Pete, are you going to go to the front of the class and read Shakespeare? Or would you like to take a trip to the office for another one of your wisecracks? And that was the day I had to go in front of the class. Friend, Crow. She said, sit down. His friends, Romans, countrymen, limit. And she got the laugh. Everybody laughed at me.
Everybody got it off.
I was embarrassed. She got a smirk. I got ready to walk out of the class. She said, hey, don't worry. People from your neighborhood ain't read many books, and you don't need to know how to read that well to do what you're going to do in life anyway.
Embarrassed?
Middle school, embarrassed. I mean, I'm at the lowest of the lowest. But something happened. When I got home from school that day, my mom said, I need to talk to you and your brothers. It's okay. I'm thinking the school must have called. And she said, no, your dad left this morning. We're getting a divorce. He told me to tell you all goodbye. He loved drugs more than he loved his family right now. Oh, man. Devastating. Cry myself to sleep. I got 2 younger brothers.
School.
And I find out my dad is no longer in the house. I get to school the next day. A lady by the name of Miss Amy Stocker called me in the office. She said, come here. Come in my room. What is this about you cannot read? You're one of my brightest students. You know the Battle of Shiloh. You know the Civil War. How is it you got A's in my class? You got F's in the rest? What is it? I said, Miss Stocker, this is the way you teach. Miss Stocker said, you're not a dummy. You just learn differently. Now read this. And I tried to read it. I struggled. And then she read it. And I gave it right back to her. She got a cassette tape player. I may date myself with this. And she began to read, and she would press record on the cassette and read the whole paragraph. She read Shakespeare, recorded it. So she said, when you get home, you look at this and you hit play. She said, I've never had a guy with a memory like yours ever in my life. I went home and looked at those words and hit play. When I came back the next day, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. The good that meant. I didn't even know I had a gift.
Oh, my goodness.
She taught me that if you can remember whatever you hear but you cannot read, you have a gift.
You said gift.
And then she helped me to discover the gift that I had. And she said, you talk just too much. You need to calm down. Not realizing that the gift of being able to remember whatever I heard and to communicate and talk
But you
without
had to,
fear.
she wanted you to listen.
She wanted me to listen. And she said, when you learn how to listen to the right thing and regurgitate the positive and not the negative,
Wow.
she said, your life gonna change.
Pete, who were you at 10 years old?
Oh, wow. I was the little shy kid, man.
No.
Living in the, because I had a brother, man, who was phenomenal. Star athlete, quarterback on the football team, star basketball player. We were 9 months apart. He was younger than I was, but everybody was like, man, your brother is. So I kind of took the shy road, the quiet, at 10. But as I hit middle school, when Miss Stockett started giving me that courage.
So you're 10, middle school, what are you?
Yeah, maybe
14,
11,
13.
12.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving right up. And Miss Stockett, not only did she help me learn how to read, Miss Stockett said, I got a girl in another classroom who can really help you get on the ball. I said, Miss Stockett, she pretty. She can help me do anything. Miss Stockett asked her, I need you to help Pete. He just need a little help with his reading. She said, no. I asked her, hey, you going to help me learn how to read? I want to learn how to read. She said, no. Finally, she said yes. That same little girl who was in the 8th grade classroom. We got 2 daughters today and been married over 30 years, man.
Oh, my goodness.
She introduced me to that young lady.
Wow.
And not only did my life change, her life changed. And, man, it hadn't been the same, man.
How did you find the humility task? You're an athlete. I mean, come on.
I'm jokingly. I'm like, man.
You trying to pop game.
Right. I'm trying to pop Miss Stockett said you can help me, but I don't,
Okay.
Can you,
Uh-huh.
And she, because the first thing is, you think, is she going to be sarcastic? No, I'm not going to help. Well, I might help. Da, da, da. She's like, no.
Wow.
And then finally she said yes. And the crazy thing about it is, not only did Miss Stockett give me that method of using the cassette tape player,
Okay.
it helped me with every other class. So now history, now English is easier. Everything I'm doing now is easier because now I got a method. Even today, when I'm speaking, I got to do a speech, and if I'm doing a school, a lot of times I record myself.
Let's talk about what you actually do. We hadn't even covered that. You're 10 years old, shy, to speaking all over the world.
Just speaking all over the world.
Continents.
Yeah, Africa, Europe, different places. Not even
How
realizing.
did you get there? You're $10,000 a year
right.
in the school system.
That was the bridge.
A speaker comes in, he's making 12.
Right.
One speech.
That bridge right there. A lot of stuff happened in between there, but that
Tell
bridge.
me about that bridge.
From $10,150. So I started watching Les Brown. I started watching other speakers. I'm doing a program. So now I'm doing a program called a fatherhood program.
Okay.
We got the worst program in the state of Alabama for fatherhood. All of a sudden, 3 years later, we got the best program in the state of Alabama.
How is that?
Well, they had a graduation for these 3 and 4-year-old kids.
Okay.
I'm sending out flyers to parents saying, hey, I need your dad, father figure to come to the fatherhood program every single Friday. I would have fatherhood meetings at the school.
Okay.
I couldn't get any dads to come.
Oh.
They have a graduation at the end of the year. 3 years later, after I've been trying to do this, right? I see all these dads. This your son? Now I'm working in the school.
Right.
Going in the hallway, talking, man, look, you need to straighten up. This your son? I said, man, I've been sending out letters to all the dads. He said, man, you the one was doing that? He said, yeah, man. My baby mama, man, she was always like, you need to go up there and learn how to be a dad. So what I realized was the letter, the flyer that was going home with the kid was going to the mom.
Oh, okay.
She was giving it to the dad, like, you need to go and learn how to be a dad. So their perception of the program,
she's flaunting it in his face. Yeah.
killing it.
Okay.
So the next year I said, hey, listen, when they register their kid, give me every father figure, uncle, granddaddy's name they got.
Let me ask you, did you at that time know you were formulating a business?
Did not know.
Wow.
Did not know it was a business. This is how I transitioned into a business. The next year I had a basketball game.
Okay.
But every number that they gave me at registration of a dad's name, I called them. Hey, we're having a basketball game, 3-year-olds versus 4-year-olds. Hey, I'd love for you to be a part of it. Boom, boom, boom. I had 100 dads to show up. The newspaper came out. The news came out. Black fathers, blah, 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 blah. I mean, phenomenal.
Really?
Become the best program in the state. We get to go to Montgomery, to the Capitol. And they give me an award, and they gave me 15 minutes to speak.
Really?
And I get on the stage, and I start talking. I meet a guy by the name of Dr. Rosario Slack, who was the speaker at the time. I said, oh, man, this guy got it. I said, man, what are you? He said, man, I'm a speaker. I speak for a living. I said, man, I want to do that.
Wow.
I said, man, can you take me? What do I got to do? He take me under his wing.
Okay.
All of a sudden, he get an engagement. He can't go. Who do we send?
Send you.
He said, me. Now, at the time, I'm getting $50, maybe $25. Somebody gave me $1,500.
Oh, my goodness.
For 1 hour? Oh, no. Now, I skipped a whole lot of how I turned into the speaker before that, because before I wanted to be a speaker, I really wanted to be a rapper.
Oh,
but I was at a rap concert.
Wait. How you go from a teacher working with parents to a rapper?
So while I'm working in the school system, I'm trying to launch my rap career.
Okay.
I know y'all said this guy jumping all over, but this is how the business started.
Okay.
Someone's listening right now. I want you to follow this. I don't want you to think that this guy's jumping around. Sometimes if what you're doing is not the thing that you're supposed to do, it may be the thing that leads you to the thing that you're supposed to do. So I'm wanting to be a rapper. I go to do a show. I got a burnt CD. I didn't want to be on the stage looking crazy. So they got the mic up to the little boom box.
Right.
And so if the music don't come on, I'm standing up there looking funny.
Correct.
So I'm just talking so I won't look funny while I'm waiting on the song to come on. I finished about a 30-minute show, which was only 3 songs, but it took him so long to come on. The guy said, hey, man, this guy here, y'all need to bring him in. Not only does he rap, he's a speaker as well. And people start calling me in to come and speak and rap.
Really?
I put the rap down. I started
Develop
doing more
your
speaking. Now, while I'm doing the speaking, I'm launching the program at the school. All I'm doing is serving fathers here.
Right.
I'm doing meetings to help fathers become better fathers.
But you're building your speaking ability through the program.
Every week. I got 2 dads. I got 1 dad. I got 10 dads. Now I got 100 dads every week. And I'm building. That's when the speaker comes in. He's getting the 12,000. That's when I come up and I go down to Montgomery and what? I do my 15 minutes. Well, the crowd is like, man, we should have brought you in as one of the speakers.
As the keynote.
I meet the guy who's the keynote. He takes me under his wing.
Okay.
He said, hey, man, you need to get a business model. You need to get set up. You get the, but I'm like, okay, so tell me about this speaking business. I've been watching Les Brown. But I don't understand the business part of it. My heart is just to help.
Gotcha.
I don't know how to charge. And all of a sudden, people started calling.
Right.
So now I'm double booking and I'm triple booking. And he's supposed to be in Chicago and I'm in Florence, Alabama, and I'm here. My wife has a degree in marketing and management.
Okay.
All the time she's telling me, let me do the schedule.
Let her do what she do.
Let me do the booking. Now I don't know. Finally, I had to bite the bullet.
Okay.
And I said, okay, what would happen if I allow my wife? You hear me? Allow.
Yeah. Like you're really running things.
Like I'm running things. I said, okay. You schedule all my events out of town and I do what's local.
Okay.
And I still was double booking. 2006 hit. My mom died of breast cancer, 54 years old.
Really?
I'm working in the school system. I'm getting calls to go and go and go. My mom always said one day we're going to go on a cruise. Mm-hmm. One day I'm going to start my own business. One day, she worked in the same school system, in the same school.
Really?
One day I'm going to do this. She kept saying that. Died, 54 years old. I got a wife, 2 daughters.
What did that do to you?
Oh, I'm devastated. Because she's 54. You're not thinking she's going to really die.
Right.
School year came around. I'm getting all of these grants and people talking like, hey, you know, we want to book you for a year. We want you to do this program. We want you to do this. I'm setting all of this up, but it's not officially set. School starts in August. I meet with the board and I asked them, hey, can y'all give me a leave of absence? I got everything set up. And so my plan was I'm going to launch the speaking career in August of 2007. And if it doesn't work within a year, I can go back to the school.
Okay.
On that Monday, they said, hey, we'll see. We'll let you know on Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday, I get an email saying either you resign right now or you're terminated.
So you lose your mother.
I lose my mother.
And you get an ultimatum.
I get an ultimatum, and I'm sitting there. I got a wife and 2 kids. And I'm like, okay, God, if I don't speak, I don't eat. I've been saying I'm going to launch. At 1:30,
You resign.
I resign. August 12th, 2007.
What did you call on to pull you out of that moment?
Lord, please help me. Yeah, I have faith. I'm a man of faith. Now.
Right.
I'm not saying, but
even with
what
faith,
do you do when you have faith, but
the challenges and the pain
challenges
are still there.
And so you get to the point to where at some point, faith without works is dead.
Right.
And you got all the data, you got all the information, everybody telling you that you can do this, and you got to really take that leap of faith.
So
when I sent that email,
you were burning the bridge.
I was burning the bridge.
Napoleon, that was one of his statements, think and grow rich, Napoleon Hill, burn the bridge behind you.
Yeah, the bridge was burned down to the ground that day.
Wow.
And so by 3:30, Health and Human Services for the United States had given me a 45-state rim to go into 45 different states to take this program on HIV and AIDS.
Really?
The state of Alabama bring me in to talk about positive behavior intervention in the school system. I get 2 grants. And from August to December, I tripled my income. And I never looked back.
Really?
Now, at the time, I didn't understand taxes. I didn't understand business. I didn't understand, when they pay you this, you still got to pay,
Right.
Now I got 5 employees, doing 1099s and all of that. But at the time, I was just trying to help people, but didn't realize that speaking was a business. Now, when I say speaking, I'm really saying serving people.
Correct.
I wasn't just saying like, well, I'm gonna give you a speech,
Right.
But I was really serving people.
Right. With a purpose.
That was it. And I found my identity and purpose in doing that, not knowing that I was always gifted and groomed for doing that, but just didn't know how.
Right.
And so when I see young people now saying, I want to be like you, I'm like, okay, there's a price. There was a time or two that I wanted to go to Walmart and stock it at night. You know what I mean?
Right.
But one of the things that I learned was living below your means. And just because you get a $50,000 check doesn't mean you got $50,000 to spend.
Right. Now, I got a question for you. You draw a distinct line between motivation and transformation.
Yeah, yes.
Tell me about that.
So you got different, if I mention now, if I say, what's the difference between a therapist, a counselor, a social worker, a motivational speaker, and a coach? All of them do similar things, but they're different. The counselor kind of walking you through this. Social worker helping you make sense of your situation.
Right.
The therapist kind of helping you unpack the baggage. You know what I mean? The motivational speaker is getting you
going.
But the coach is pushing you to transformation. Like if all you hear is words to make you get excited to do, and all you want to do is take notes and not take action.
Okay.
Then so when we went to the podcast summit, we didn't just take notes. We're recording right now because we took action.
Took action, correct.
So when you in that transformational space, you're trying to go from here, as my guy James Edwards in Houston, Texas, he's pastor, he said to the from. That's what he called it.
To the from.
To the from. You want to
Okay.
go? You want to go to here
Old
from
school.
here? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you talk about transformation, that's a true change. If you realize right now that if it was a worm right here, let's say a caterpillar, it's gonna process and change into a what? Butterfly.
Right.
But the potential to become a butterfly is already inside of the caterpillar. Meaning that it don't just change from the outside. It got to change from the inside out
Right.
to become a butterfly. A lot of times, who people are destined to become is already on the inside of them. Sometimes they need something to help them bring it out.
Right.
So when you talk about transformation, just like the caterpillar turning into a butterfly, it's already inside of them.
Okay.
But it got to go through the cocoon.
Right.
Cocoon is where it builds the strength to.
Gotcha.
So how do you go from crawling to flying? I've been a caterpillar all of my life. I'm on the bottom.
Okay.
I can't even see a butterfly. I don't even know what it is. So by the time I do become a butterfly, how do you fly? I've been an employee all my life. How do I become an entrepreneur?
Right.
I've been running the business, speaking, and they get the check. Now I got 5 employees that they got to feed their families, that they're depending on me to make money.
Keep them going.
I got taxes. And I've been this caterpillar all of this
All your
time.
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then, because based on what you're saying, that required you to recognize your value from the first time you got your paycheck on your first speech.
Wow.
What did that say to you about your value at that time?
Wow. Ooh.
Because you had to place some type of value on your time.
I know. That's a great question, because I go back to I won't call the school's name, but I was in Selma, Alabama.
Okay.
And I got my wife, my 2 kids. And at the time, you know, I mentioned the guy, Dr. Rosario Slack.
Right.
That was my mentor. And so at the time, I thought I was being really spiritual. And so when somebody called me to speak, I would say, whatever God put on your heart, it's good.
Okay.
I trust it.
So you hadn't valued yourself yet.
I hadn't valued myself. So I go to Selma, Alabama.
Okay.
Man, I pour my heart out. Man, these kids crying, and because when I go into schools, I do a skit and drama. I mean, it's powerful.
Powerful.
I get finished. They give me an envelope, man. $14.58. Now, this is a 4-hour drive.
Okay.
I got my wife and 2 kids. I got a full tank of gas. $14.58.
And that was your first paid speaking engagement.
So I don't know whether to be mad or be sad.
But now,
because I don't understand the business.
Well, then you left them wide
So
open.
when I called my mentor and told him, he said, "What did you? I'm mad at them because of $14.58."
Right.
He said, "How much did you tell them to pay you?" I said, "Whatever God put on your heart." He said,
Then $14
That's what God
was
put on their heart. And he
So what
said,
did
"You
that-
can't be mad at them for giving you what they thought you were worth."
Right.
I said, "No, that's just all they had." He said, "Well, you got to put a demand on what you think
You gotta
what you're
place your
giving
value.
them is
right.
worth."
Right. And that's what I wanted my listeners to really hear about the value part.
And that was when I had to say, what I do is worth this. And I was doing a program in Georgia, man, Conyers, Georgia. And they had about 10 speakers. It was a full day, 8 hours. Everybody's coming in 30-minute increments.
Okay.
And they paid me $500. And I was so excited, man. I mean, this is when my mindset changed. 10 different speakers, NFL players, been in skillets and all of this. Guy by the name of Keith Davis, man. I'll never forget it, man. He may be watching this. He's in Dallas, Texas, believe it or not.
Okay.
And Keith was like, "Man, you killed it. You killed it. Man, I did a skit, drama, changed clothes, came out in a prison outfit. I mean, like, it's phenomenal." And they had all these other speakers. He said, "Man, how much they paid you, man?" I said, "Man, I got 5. He said, "That ain't bad. You just starting out. That ain't bad, man." I said, "How much you get?" He said, "I got 85. I said, 85, okay. He said, "All them guys get like 10, 12, you know." I was like, so 8,500?
Or $85.
He was like, "Yeah, 8,500, man. They gave you 5,000, right?" I said, "No, I got 500. 500?
But is that the invoice you sent in?
Yes." He was like, "Bro,
Oh, wow.
$500? So how did you get here?" I said, "I drove with my wife and kids." "What are you?" I said, "I'm in a rental car." "So you got to rent a car, you're in a van, and you had to get a hotel, and you had to eat. 500, bro, no, man. You start at 5,000 at least.
Wow.
Man, listen, you killed every speaker on this stage, man. And you got paid less than anybody. And then that was the moment when I said, okay, so what is it worth? Because I didn't have anything to compare it to. That was my first time comparing myself to other speakers who were doing what I was doing.
Right.
To say they got paid that.
And they weren't doing what you were doing.
And they were not doing what I was doing. I was doing music, drama, motivation. I got a skit. I do a character. I have on a suit. I have on an orange prison suit on top of that. Bandana, binoculars, headphones, basketball shorts, football jersey,
oh
and a
my
ripped
goodness.
up coat.
You got a full
So I talk about who you are on the outside don't determine who you are on the inside. And how all these things on the outside you're allowing to define who you are, but really who you are is underneath that.
Oh, wow.
So when you ran the touchdown, you thought that was you. When you had the hat, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm doing a whole illustrated, you know what I mean?
That's deep.
He said, bro, nobody can do what you do.
Wow.
Nobody. And that was my first time, like, and my wife said, hey, it's 5. They said, no problem. And I started getting booked like crazy. She said 10.
When did you set that value point? It clicked in your brain. Now, when did you set that value?
Once I set that value, and this is what's crazy. Can I be totally honest?
Sure.
I never really said this, but my wife and other people valued it more than I did.
Why is that?
Like, I don't, because it came easy, because it was a gift. Like, now I value it.
Is that the
now.
10-year-old?
That's
the
10-year-old
speaking?
feeling like you're not worthy.
Okay.
That's the kid thinking, man, you don't even know how to, you can't speak. Look at, from 8th grade to now.
So you
probably not high school, but maybe from 20 years old to now, I probably read a book every 2 months.
Okay.
Because
of the
reading, I can't. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just eat up books now. For lunch every day. I'm always reading.
Good.
Because I never wanted to be without information, without knowledge, without content, without something that can help someone else, knowledge that can help myself. I realized that, but my wife got to where this is what it's gonna cost.
Pete, 10-year-old Pete, 14-year-old Pete sitting there. What are you saying to him about your value? What are you saying?
If I could say, knowing what I know now, if I could talk to the 14, that's good. I would look him in the eyes.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Look.
From what you see now.
What I see now, I would say, look, it's okay to be different. It's okay to stand out. It's okay to talk a lot as long as you're talking about the right thing. It's okay to be, because the big trick of the enemy is to make you think that everybody else has something that you don't have.
Right.
But once you realize that, okay, the star athlete may be great on the field, but he may be struggling in the classroom. That kid that's a straight A student that's valedictorian, scared to go to PE because they might get bullied.
Right.
That kid that's a brainiac who, everybody has something. I would tell him, you have something that's different from anyone else, and you don't have to be ashamed of it. Celebrate what everybody else have, but also celebrate what you've been given.
So based on your life experience, what you thought was a deficiency, people told you was a deficiency, and you believed it.
I believed it.
What is your belief system now?
Man, I believe now that I can tell a story and tell it better.
Tell it.
This kid named Chase, right? And you may have heard the story. A kid named Chase. And they were taking these Bibles and encyclopedias into the neighborhood. He was part of a youth group. Okay. And so the leader came and said, hey, we're getting ready to go in the neighborhood and sell all of these Bibles and encyclopedias. And he's telling the story. And so you may have heard it. And he said, hey, Chase struggled because Chase had a speech impediment.
Right.
And Chase stuttered really bad. So they gave everybody a box of Bibles and they gave Chase 5 Bibles. When they get Chase the 5 Bibles, give everybody else a box. And they say, we're going to give the prize to the one who said the most at the end of the day. Chase come back 5 minutes later. Give him 5 more. They give him 5 more. They go back. 5 minutes later, Chase come back. Give him 5 more. They give him 5 more. 5 minutes later, who come back? Chase. They said, we might as well give him a whole box. I don't know what he's doing, but he's selling more than that. He sell a whole box and half of another one. Come back, end of the day, they say, hey, we getting ready to give the Chick-fil-A card and the pizza card to the one who sold the most. And the winner is Chase. Chase goes up, he's smiling. He get the card, and the man said, Chase, look, I got to be honest. We didn't want to give you all of those Bibles and encyclopedias like everyone else because, of course, you have a speech impediment and you stutter quite a bit. Now, I had the same problem when I was a kid. That's why I can share this.
Okay.
And they said, but you got to tell us, how did you sell so many Bibles? How did you sell so many encyclopedias? And Chase said, I just said, you won't buy a Bible, you want me to read it. And Chase said, I take my disadvantage and turn it into an advantage.
I
don't know who's watching me
or
now.
you want me to read it.
You want me to buy it? You want to buy it or you want me to read it? And because they didn't want him to read it, what did they do?
They bought it.
He took his disadvantage.
But he wasn't willing to leave without an option. That's powerful.
So somebody's watching me now.
That's powerful.
What you call a disadvantage could actually be an advantage. I didn't know that me not being able to read, which seemed like a disadvantage,
right?
But I could remember whatever I heard fed my advantage.
Right.
So now today I look and I'm saying, what advantage do you have that you calling a disadvantage? Moses, I can't talk, I can't speak. I'm not tall enough, I'm not big enough, I'm not strong enough.
Wow.
I'm not wise enough. I'm too old. But I'm gonna start, the Colonel we talked about earlier, we were talking about KFC.
Right.
He started it after he retired, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm too old. No. The thing that you think is a disadvantage could actually be the thing that leads you to your advantage. And once you identify tags, talents, abilities, gifts, and skill, once you identify what is that thing that I do well that others may have problems doing, or they may struggle to do it.
Pete, let me ask you a question again. Because I keep going back to that 10-year-old.
You keep going back, man. You keep digging that guy up, man.
What would he think, or would he even conclude that he would one day be the president of a Rotary Club?
Oh, wow.
Go in his mind right now and tell me, what would he think? Could he possibly see being president of a Rotary Club?
Never.
Really?
Not only president, a member.
Correct.
Even when I joined the Rotary Club, we only have 2 blacks in our Rotary Club.
Correct.
2. No, maybe 3. One
Maybe
female, one other guy. 3. That's all we had.
Okay.
So when I became a member, the year that I became the president was the 100th anniversary of the club that was in my city.
Really? Now, we're talking about Alabama now.
We're talking about Alabama.
Rotary Club.
Rotary Club. So when I'm doing my speech to accept becoming the president, I said 100 years ago, a black man couldn't have even been a member.
But they could clean it.
But today, I'm the president. So we've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. But we've come a long way. The intimidation of putting your head down, somebody, somebody white come around you, just things that you learn.
Right. And that existed a long time still.
It existed
in
a long time. A long time. I remember one of the reasons I got on a suit and tie right now, I can be totally honest. When I was 11 years old, my dad bought me and my brother some drums for Christmas. Mom worked 6 to 2. My dad worked at a plant. He would work, 3 to 11, 12 to 7 in the morning, different shifts around the clock. Maybe 3 days after Christmas. My mom go to work at 6 a.m. She tells us the night before, she said, hey, when your dad get off work in the morning, he gonna be tired. Don't be on the drums. Wait until I get home. Well, we forgot. So it's 8 or 9 o'clock the next morning. What are we doing? We end up beating the drum. My dad wake up. Didn't I tell y'all to get off them? Boom, stomp it, turn it over. boom, stomp every one of the drums.
Oh my goodness.
And don't say up. Man, we crying like babies. My mom come home from work. He stomped our drum. He stomped our drum. Why he stomped our drum? I mean, like we thinking we. My mom says, told y'all not to be on the drum. Your dad had to work a double yesterday, and he was tired. That's what the plant did to him. All I heard was the plant, the factory. But my dad worked for 30-some years. The little kid in me, I didn't know what I was gonna be in life. I didn't know what I was gonna do in life. But I said, I'm never working at a plant.
It won't be at the plant.
I would not work at a plant.
Wow.
Soon as I dropped out of college, what did I end up doing?
Going to the plant.
Going to the plant. But I didn't stay there long. And years later, I asked my dad what happened. And my dad said that when he went to work that night, right after Christmas, worked from 4 to 12, about 11 o'clock, the way he described it, the white man came and said, Key, you got to work over. Such and such not coming in. It wasn't, can you work over? But you got to work over. And my dad said he was so angry.
Broken.
At this white guy who made him, who was younger than him, made him stay at work. Everybody that's off for Christmas. Stay at work until the next morning. Till when he came home and went to sleep.
He was tired.
He was tired, and the anger of what he couldn't say to him made him take it out on the drums.
You. What impact, other than you saying you won't go to the plant, what true impact did that have?
Oh, man, it changed my life, man, because I realized at that moment, there are people who own businesses. There are people who wear a suit and tie every day to work. Not that I was fascinated with this. I was just fascinated with just wearing a pair of khakis and a polo shirt. My dad go to work. He got the boots, the coveralls, and all that. And he talked about, man, boy, it's hot in there. It's hot in there. You got to, and nothing against that. I'm not against hard work.
Right.
Again, I worked at a plant.
Right.
But it was something in me that triggered me when when my mom said the plant did it.
Right.
And I said, I don't want to be at the mercy of someone else. If God, you give me the ability to do something, to start a business, to run a business, to manage a business, to be self-sufficient, to help other people start businesses, man, I take it. And that guy in the car today, when he said he got paid, that's when I took him back to the airport, I was a different guy.
Really?
It was something to me that said, I can do this.
If you were to look back now and talking to you, my listeners, what were the 3 most impactful, life-altering changes that directed you to where you are now? 3 things.
3 things. Man,
3 things.
How much time we got? That's heavy. I mean,
just give me three things you can call your attention to.
One thing, New Year's Eve, I had an event where I was, just being honest, I was smoking weed and drinking, and my wife and I had gotten into a fight.
Okay.
Because she wanted to go to church for New Year's Eve and I didn't. Okay. And I'm making a long story short.
Right.
It's a little,
right.
But that night we were in just a bad space.
Right.
In our marriage, just everything. I'm drinking, I'm smoking, and I'm watching TV downstairs. We living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm flipping through the TV. Click, click. I'm watching the Peach drop, the Big Apple, all of that, and this guy pop on the TV screen. Consider your ways. With it, guy on the sweatsuit, little short guy, and he's like, "You in that house?" And you blah 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 blah. So I changed the channel quickly. Like, man, what is that? And so I'm sitting there. I changed it back, and it's like he was looking. He said, "You bigger than where you are. You better than what you're doing. There's something so much bigger than where you are ahead of you, but you got to rise up to it if you're gonna get it. You're trying to get a record deal, but God is telling me that you're gonna own a record label. You're gonna employ people. You're gonna da-da-da-da." Man, I'm glued to the TV like this. Just like I'm looking into a camera. I'm looking at the TV. I put the weed out, put the alcohol out, pour it out. I go upstairs, my wife sleep. She wakes up next morning. I'm like, "Hey, I seen this guy on TV. I want to go to this church." Now, you gotta understand, at 7 o'clock the night previous, we fighting because I don't want to stay. I don't want to go to church.
Right.
And now here I am saying, let's go to church on a Sunday morning. We go to this church, and he's doing this message entitled, Your Vision is Too Small. And he said, you're a business owner. You got greatness inside of you. But you got to be called up to it. And you said to yourself, I'm not joining the church, and I don't want to roll with God. For lack of a better term, too many weak men in the church, too many blah, 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 blah. That's what he said. He said some other stuff, not enough real in the church. He said that as well. I was like, oh my God.
He bringing it.
And I felt like he was talking to me. And
so
he said, make a move. And I stood up and I walked, man, I don't even know. It's almost like my wife was looking at me like, what is he doing? And that one move I made that day.
And that was a solid move.
I've never had a drink. I never smoked since that day. I've been a different since that day. I mean, now it's been a process.
Right.
But I never done that again. And then I realized like, hey, maybe this rapping stuff, I can do something with it. So I changed the negative rap to positive rap.
The lyrics, correct.
Changing the lyrics. Second opportunity was, and I say opportunity because it's almost like God giving you an opportunity to make a change, was we have our first daughter, and I get a call to move back to Alabama. I'm like, man, I'm never moving to Alabama. When I turned 60,
Georgia?
From Atlanta, Georgia.
To Alabama.
To Alabama.
Wow. That's an ask.
We had a nephew who was staying in my wife's old house, and he moved to Detroit. And I go there, and I'm painting the house so we can rent it out again. And I go to get some paint at the Lowe's, and there's a preacher who's selling the paint. I said, give me the cheapest paint you got, man. Give me that brown, blah, blah. He said, man, you don't want to put cheap paint in there. I said, man, just a rental, man. We just getting ready to rent it out. He said, you want to paint it as if you're moving in it.
Oh, wow.
I said, well, man, maybe we'll go up a little bit. So I'm in there painting the house by myself. And I said, God, I don't want to move to Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. Atlanta was popping.
Right.
Just had a daughter.
Right. It's the Mecca.
Man, I said, okay. Get a call from one of my guys. He said, hey, man, if y'all move to Alabama, we want to buy your house. Hey, bro, where did this come from? Just out of the blue.
Right.
My sister-in-law called, said, hey, they got this job doing social services in the school system. I think you'll be good. Why would I come to?
Why does that moment make you emotional?
Oh, because I couldn't fight it. I tried to fight it. I was like, I'm not moving to Alabama. I'm not moving to Alabama. We got our daughter, and I asked my wife. I said, hey, man, I'm getting these crazy thoughts about moving back to Alabama. And she said, so am I. Why are we staying here? I was on a prayer line with a group of brothers, all men, 5 a.m. in the morning.
Really?
I said, hey, man, I need y'all to pray because I believe God calling me back to Alabama. Can y'all tell God to stop the call? Long story short, we moved back to Alabama. And I knew it was God, man. I knew that was the move I was supposed to make. But in the midst of moving back, my wife's job ended. And they gave her a package. And all she had to do is, she could relocate anywhere. They'll move your stuff anywhere. And they gave you $15,000 to start a business. I said, I'm going to open up a business. What type of business? I don't know. I'm going to be a rapper or something. We're going to do something.
You're going to do something.
And I opened up a business in 2000, not knowing that 20-some years later, we would still be in business.
Wow.
And we opened up that business, moved to Alabama, and we had some really rough seasons because the guy didn't buy the house who said he was going to buy it.
Right.
I never asked how much the job paid when I went for the interview. I just took it.
You just took it.
And when I got my first check, it was $637.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking I'm going to get that every week, once a month. $637 doing social service work.
Oh, wow.
And I get that check, and my mortgage was $657 in Atlanta. And it's a year and a half before we sell the house. So I'm $20 short on my mortgage in Atlanta.
Just from your paycheck?
Just from my paycheck. And the money that we got to transition is falling off. And my wife said I'm pregnant with our second child.
Oh.
And we hit rock bottom, man. And I went back to God saying, you told us to move here. Why would you tell us to move here? So long story short, those are two major moves.
You owe me one more.
Those were the major moves.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, God, probably leaving that job.
Really?
Leaving that job probably was one. I always tell the story about having $42 worth of change in the midst of helping my parents, because my job was a social service worker.
Okay.
So meaning that I helped them get food stamps or WIC or housing and all that. That was my job in the school system. And you're only as good as your resources.
Right.
So I'm doing social work. So everybody knew me. Mm-hmm. Well, because our money is gone now, I'm only making $10,000 a year now.
Right.
Got a second kid. I had to go down to the WIC office.
Oh, wow.
With my wife. And I go there and they say, hey, Mr. King,
The
hey, how y'all
same
doing?
office you're referring
and
to.
they're like, hey, Mr. King, who you got here? I said, this is another family, da-da-da. And then I said, what's her name? I said, her name is Charlene. They said, oh, okay. And I'm showing Charlene, and so I'm doing Charlene, and so long story short, you know, they said, oh, that's your wife. I said, so WIC stands for Women, Infants, and Children.
Right.
So now I'm receiving WIC. I got to go get some Pampers. It's my first time going with the WIC to the grocery store. So I'm in my hometown where I grew up.
Oh,
left Atlanta. So, hey, Pete.
Right.
So I go to Walmart like 4 a.m. With $42 worth of change to buy some Pampers and cash the WIC voucher. I get to Walmart. I put all my juicy juice, the milk, the peanut butter, the cereal. I got all that on the counter. The lady said, hey, I don't know how to ring that up. I'm about to wait on the other lady. Put that in the back and let's ring this up first. She ring everything up. It's $38 and something. I pull out the sock. I say, I got $42 worth of change. Change. Nickels, dimes,
and this
quarters.
is when?
This is everything I got. Everything I got. I have no more money. This is everything. And I got $42 because I counted it. It's $38.50, I think.
Oh my
I said, hey, can we just take it off the top? She said, no, I said, ma'am, I'm telling you, I've counted it. So she said, I'm sorry, I got her 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 95, $1.
Oh,
5,
no.
10. And she counted $38.50. People coming in the line. Pete, keep it. Now, when they come in line, my WIC stuff, my WIC voucher, and my stuff is sitting in the back while she counting the change. The moment that I was trying to avoid, that's why I went early in the morning.
Right.
Now she called the other lady from the other register, can you open up? Because I'm going to be a while right here.
So the telegraph is that
everybody know
Pete's doing bad.
Pete's doing bad. I get home, and as soon as I get home, it's pouring down raining. I get in the driveway, the house we were in, when it rained, it just soaked the driveway. Sitting in the driveway. Man, my wife opened the door. You good? I said, yeah, I'm going to wait till the rain let up. I'm sitting in the driveway.
That's your moment.
The moment, man. I said, God, you told me to bring my family here. God, you said that this is where we were supposed to come. Now I got 2 kids. I was working a good job in Atlanta. I was doing great. And now this, everybody in the city that saw me, this guy gonna tell everybody, this person gonna tell the people at Walmart, I can't even go to Walmart because now they gonna say he the one brought all that change in. Man, I'm broken. Tears running. I mean, I'm crying. And just like you can hear my voice, man, a whisper came. And it was like, don't you ever be ashamed to allow people to see you where you are right now. Because when I do what I'm going to do in your life, they'll know that it's possible.
Wow.
That was the moment. I was no longer ashamed of where I was.
Really?
I knew I couldn't get any lower than that. I could have got lower than that, but I didn't get any lower than that. When people saw me there, and I still went to work every day, man, how y'all doing? Welcome to WCN. We getting ready to. I'm referring people to get WIC, and I'm on WIC. I'm referring people to get assistance, and I'm getting assistance. I'm the one cashing. I can't make this up, man. That was the moment when it was like, okay, everybody know now. What else is it to do? Fast forward, the same school district called me back to speak. It was paying me $10,000 a year. Paid me $10,000 for a speech. I don't know where you are. I don't know who you are. I don't know who's listening. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you feel like it's over. Maybe you feel like I done hit rock bottom. I done tried everything I know to try. Business, I thought it was gonna work. I tried this, I tried that. This may be the sign, this may be the moment to let you know that don't be ashamed to allow people to see you right where you are right now. Because when it happened, it's going to give them hope. I had to realize that someone's destiny is tied to my assignment, meaning that when I'm in my assignment, it's going to affect other people's destiny. When you in your assignment, it's going to affect someone else's destiny. So don't be ashamed to allow them to see you where you are right now. Because the same caterpillar that's on the bottom doing this, one day took flight. But you got to be willing to go from crawling to flying. And you may be in the cocoon right now. And it may be hard for you to break out right now. And you want some help. But they say if you help the butterfly get out of the cocoon, when it flies, it'll die because the strength that it needs to fly, it gets it from coming out of the cocoon. And you're wondering why you can't get help and why they won't bail you out and why this person won't come through. It may be because that strength that you need to fly is what's going to give you the stamina and the stability to sustain you when your business get to the level that it's going to get to. But that's only if you don't quit.
Pete, thank you.
Man, thank you for having me, man.
Man, it's been a pleasure. We're going to do this again because I haven't even touched.
Man, we haven't even.
I haven't even touched the iceberg. I think we got about 3 more episodes to go.
Man, we may need that. Hey,
my audience needed this.
Hey, man, I hope it was beneficial, man. Because
is.
business is not easy. And it's not for everyone.
No, it's not.
You know, you have to ask yourself, you got, you know, some people who may be called to manage the business. Some may be called to start it and somebody else sustain it.
Right.
You know, some may be called to come in and develop it for someone else. They can look at something and see what's wrong with it and make it happen.
Right.
You know, you got to find that thing that works for you.
Yes. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I hope you, the audience, will make your comments. Let us know what we can do to bring you more content like this. Pete, his passion for life, to share, to transform individuals. How do people that want to get to know more about you? How do
two
they
websites.
find
One
you?
website is ineedaboostnow.com.
Okay.
ineedaboostnow.com. And then the other one is just hopeisthekey.co. Hopeisthekey.co.
We'll put that in the description below. We hope you'll hit subscribe and like. But look, we have more content coming like this. And the main reason we do this is for you. We're going to bring different types of interviews that will help you go to the next level. And if it's just 1 point we can make per podcast, that's our mission. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again.
See you on the next. Thanks.